we're starting off today with Kofi Kingston, who has been out of action since March after suffering an ankle injury during a match with Drew McIntyre. The injury occurred when the pair accidentally collided, but now Kingston's return is seemingly mere hours away. This week, WWE will embark on a tour of the UK ahead of Money in the Bank, and in the promotional material for tomorrow night's show in Liverpool, Kingston can be seen alongside other superstars. As if that isn't confirmation enough, the match card listing says that Imperium will face Matt Riddle in the New Day, and given that Big E is still not cleared to wrestle, this would mean that it'll be Kofi and Woods. It seems that, intentionally or unintentionally, Kingston's return to the ring has been spoiled, and the UK fans will be getting a very special treat when they see Kofi back in action, starting with tomorrow's live event in Liverpool. At WrestleMania 38, Edge would align himself with Damian Priest to start the Judgement Day, but the faction looks much different to what it once was. While Priest remains, Edge was ejected a year ago, and the group now includes Dominic Mysterio, Rhea Ripley, and Finn Balor, all of whom have caught the attention of those backstage. Fightful Select reports the WWE is incredibly high on the Judgement Day, with the belief that all four members have shown why they deserve prominent booking on Raw. Finn Balor was praised for his ability to adapt to various roles over the past year, while Damian Priest was commended for his work with Bad Bunny that led to the San Juan street fight at Backlash. Originally, a tag team match was booked for the Puerto Rico show, but Priest and Bunny were convinced that they could do a singles match and certainly succeeded in that endeavor. Dominic Mysterio has been praised for keeping up with his busy schedule and for fulfilling numerous media obligations due to the success of his heel character. The report adds, Rhea Ripley was put over heavily for working through her knee issues that she's spoken about in the past. However, her willingness to improve and help get everyone else over by contributing as a manager was also highlighted. Another longtime WWE staffer said it would have been easy for her to just be concerned about her creative surrounding the title. We've also heard that there are situations where she was supposed to dominate and was happy to give her opponent more offense. WWE is immensely high on the Judgment Day, so it should come as no surprise that 3 members are booked for Money in the Bank, and there's still time for a match for Ripley to be announced. As to whether Dominic Mysterio, Damian Priest, or Finn Balor will win in London, that remains to be seen. And what do you want to see next from the Judgment Day in WWE? Right now in WWE, few superstars are more popular than LA Knight, who many consider the favorite to win the men's Money in the Bank ladder match this weekend in London. Although WWE has had their doubts on the 40-year-old being a major name on the main roster, Knight has been a hit with fans, thanks in part to his "yeah" catchphrase. While speaking to Rosenberg Radio, LA Knight discussed the origins of his catchphrase and revealed how mocking a WWE official helped him find his character. He said, I don't remember the exact origin, but I'm pretty sure what happened was like one of the coaches there would be telling us something, and I would always just kind of be like, you know, how some people go, I would just be like, yeah, and he'd kind of push back on me, and he's like, what? As though I was being a smartass or something, and so then I started leaning into it, and so then when he'd start saying stuff, I go, yeah. Knight added that as he's continued to mimic the official's mannerisms and speech patterns, those around really began to love his work, which eventually became a defining element of his persona. Now Knight is on the cusp of possibly his biggest win in WWE, one that could elevate him to the main event scene, and the former Max Dupree owes a lot to this one mysterious WWE official. Over to AEW now, and while the Forbidden Door post-show media scrum wasn't as controversial as what we saw last September, there was some controversy on the show. When Chris Jericho confronted Sting during the media scrum, Y2J batted Sting's water bottle into the sea of reporters, forcing Tony Khan to step in and demand Jericho leave. During Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer revealed that the bottle collided with a man named John Muse, and that the strike actually bust him open. Muse was actually bleeding more than some of the performers at Forbidden Door, and Meltzer added that Denise Salcido was also struck by the bottle. We've not heard any reports of whether Jericho will be disciplined for what happened, or whether Khan will give him a stern talking to, but this spot on the post-show certainly went out of hand. At Forbidden Door, Bryan Danielson defeated Kazuchika Okada in the show's main event in a dream match which many fans thought for a long time would never happen. Defeating the Rainmaker was no easy feat for Danielson, who was able to submit Okada after a 27-minute bout, but we won't be seeing Bryan in the ring for some time. Speaking on the post-Forbidden Door media scrum, Danielson revealed that he suffered what is believed to be a fractured arm injury during the match, and said that despite knowing of the injury mid-match, he did not regret continuing. The former WWE World Champion seemed rather unfazed by the injury, which can take between 6 to 8 weeks to recover from, and chalked the injury up as normal wrestler stuff. This injury leaves Danielson's status for AEW All In uncertain, but we're sure that Tony Khan and his team will want one of their top stars at AEW's biggest event ever. Right now, Danielson's sole focus should be on healing up, which will mean he won't be in the ring for some time, and we're wishing the American Dragon a speedy recovery. Danielson had plenty to say during the Forbidden Door media scrum, but one person who was conspicuous by his absence was CM Punk. Given Punk's comments at All Out, many weren't surprised that he wasn't allowed to field questions following Forbidden Door, but that wasn't the reason behind Punk not appearing. When asked about Punk during the media scrum, Khan said that Punk simply wasn't booked for the media scrum and reiterated his belief that Punk is a positive influence on the company. Khan even said that he'd have no issue with Punk being on a future media scrum, though we imagine the AEW president will give Punk some rules before he appears on a media scrum again. Mere hours before Forbidden Door went live, it was announced that Adam Cole wouldn't be appearing on the broadcast due to a mysterious illness which the ex-NXT star was dealing with. This is the second time that Forbidden Door has been bad luck for Cole, who suffered a concussion at last year's event, but we now have an update on the Undisputed Era alum. On the post-show media scrum, Tony Khan said Cole showed up to Forbidden Door sick, and he was sent home with what is believed to be the flu. When asked about Cole's match with Tom Lawler, Khan stated that he would love to make that match happen, but the trick will be making things work with Lawler's busy New Japan schedule. There is an expectation that Adam Cole won't be out of action for long, and he is still slated to be part of his angle with MJF, which will see the Rivals team in the Blind Tag Team Tournament. As for right now though, Cole needs to focus on getting better, and we hope that it won't be long until we see him back in the ring. Last December, Sting said that he was plotting out his endgame of his career and plans to retire as part of AEW, and some believe it'll be happening sooner rather than later. Given that All In 2023 will be the biggest event in AEW history, it's been speculated that the show will see the final match of the Icon, but Sting himself doesn't buy it. During the media scrum, Sting said that while the end of his career is coming, it won't be at All In, though he's very excited to be heading back to London and hopes to compete. Sting added that he and Tony Khan have been discussing future plans, but Khan has reportedly told the WWE Hall of Famer that he is free to wrestle for as long as he wants as part of AEW. As the Icon explained on the media scrum, showtime is almost over, but the curtains won't fall on his incredible career when AEW heads to London this August. After decades in the ring, Sting's retirement will get an appropriately sized send-off, but what do you think Sting's final match should look like after such an incredible career in the ring? More from the media scrum now, as the live stream on YouTube allowed fans to let their voices be heard, and that's exactly what one fan in particular did. During the YouTube stream, one fan donated $10 so that their comment would receive an eye-catching background and appear bigger than the rest, and certainly wanted to catch Khan's attention. The comment addressed to the AEW president gave 4 steps to improve AEW, the first of which being to have better storylines. The fan went on to say that Khan should sign David Benoit, the son of Chris Benoit, but the actions of his father may leave promotions hesitant to be associated with the Benoit name. The fan's third idea was that AEW should introduce a hardcore championship, and their last suggestion to improve AEW would be to fire CM Punk, adding that they used to be a fan. Odds are that Tony Khan will never read that super chat, no matter what the suggestions are. Well, what do you think to these 4 ideas? And do you think they would improve AEW in the long run? And we're ending with Doug Williams, who for years was a fixture in TNA wrestling, and would also work in ROH, the NWA, and other promotions, but his time in the ring is now over. Last week, Williams left his boots in the ring at an event, sparking rumors of his retirement, and on Twitter, Doug gave a thumbs up emoji to a report stating that this was indeed his retirement. The former ROH Pure Champion and TNA X Division Champion first retired in 2018, but returned to the ring in 2021, and we're wishing the British star the best as he embarks on a new chapter in his life.